Hey guys, Enemy223 coming at you with another video today. Before I start, I gotta give a couple of shout outs. First one's going to JimboMan11. I'll have his link down here. Once I learn annotations, he'll probably be up here somewhere. I made a video response to one of his videos, and he was kind enough to look at my channel, and he liked what he saw. So he subscribed to me. He's just a really cool dude, so go check him out. Second one's going to be Warlike in 36. I'm sure most of you, a lot of you might know who he is already. I sent him a video response, and he said he'd check out my channel. He really liked what he saw, so he's trying to help me out, get me some more subscribers. So I want to thank him by giving him a shout out. He'll be, I guess, on this side once I do it, and his link obviously down there. Today is going to be part 2 of my psychology discussion. I actually tried to plan some of this out today, so if it sounds a little weird, it's because I'm not just making everything up on top of my head as I go. But last time I talked kind of about gestures, and today I want to talk about patterns. And patterns in Yu-Gi-Oh! First off, patterns are, as far as Yu-Gi-Oh! Is concerned, patterns are repeated gestures and things you can pick up on and use to make reads on your opponent. So more specifically, if your opponent likes to shuffle their hand a lot, before making a play, there's a good chance they either already know what they're playing and they're trying to confuse you, or they think that you know what they're going to play and they're trying to throw you off. It's like if they're just taking their cards, and I guess I can use a couple cards as an excuse. Like if they're just shuffling around the cards for no reason, you don't really understand what the heck's going on, they're just playing around with them. Either one of two things. They don't know what the hell to do, which in that case you pretty much won the match anyways because they don't know what the hell to do. And of course after that, I mean, you pretty much got the game won there. If you can tell when your opponent's doing stuff like this, I mean, I do it kind of just when it's not my turn. I'll have the if I have 2 cards in my hand, I'll just be flipping them back and forth. It's not that I don't know what to do. I mean, it's my opponent's turn, and I just like moving cards around. So, basically, when they're shuffling their cards in their hand, they either are have no idea what to do, or they know what to do, but they think you're gonna read them, and they're trying to throw you off. A couple other things. If you see a guy blinking a lot, people that lie blink a lot. I don't know if you know that. They blink like a lot, almost every other word. They'll blink. I'm not lying to you guys. That's an excuse. I actually wasn't, doing this on purpose. But here's the thing. When they're doing that kind of blinking, now I'm gonna be blinking because my eyes fucking hurt. Sorry about my language, by the way. I really don't care though. Basically, they're blinking a lot. That means they're lying. That means they're bluffing. That's kind of how it's always been. Like, because they're nervous, and when they're nervous, things happen. Like, I'm kind of nervous because, still not used to making videos for YouTube and whatnot, so it's a little different for me. But, blinking equals bluffing. Get that through your head. Repeated blinking equals bluffing. Let me correct myself there. They're looking through the graveyard a whole lot. As a gesture is they keep looking through their graveyard or your graveyard. They either have a monster reborn, or they have something that targets something in the graveyard. Basically, when you know that, it's either trying to distract you from your turn if they ask you on your turn, because a lot of times people will do that. They'll be trying to throw you off your momentum by, asking, oh, how many cards are in your hand? Oh, can I look through your graveyard? Oh, what you got on the field? How many cards in your hand? Oh, can I look through your graveyard? I mean, and it gets pretty crazy. And I've had a couple people try to do that to me, and I just told them to shut up. And actually, if your opponent is pestering you repeatedly, you can actually, I'm about 99% sure you can actually call a judge on them and tell them to shut up, because it's stupid. They ask if they ask the amount of cards in your hand, they're either, trying to learn information, which is smart, or they have a trap dust shoot, and they want to know if they can activate it yet. That's kind of important. Or they have like a Gotham's in the field, and they're trying to figure out, is it worth it to tribute all my X-Sabers to destroy your hand? Couple other things. When we go to patterns, this is more specifically for the patterns. Players typically will set their best trap that they want to set, their best face down, closest to their deck, because they want to activate it first because it's their best one. Take this rule to heart. It works 90% of the time. Like, if they got their Mirror Force and they have like a Book of Moon, Mirror Force closer to the deck, Book of Moon away from the deck. It's kind of how it works. It's instinct, because what happens is people want to have that trap easier to activate, and normally when you play, you got your hands, and your deck would be on that side if we're looking at your field, and you'd be putting your cards down here, or here, I guess. Sorry, I can't. I'm trying to use this camera to make a weird example, but you'd be placing your cards here and then here, because your deck is over here, and you want to activate this first. And when you're doing that, what happens is your right hand, because this will be on your right, obviously, your right hand will be closer to that card, so you'll want to activate it faster. You'll be flipping it up, like, I gotcha. It's Mirror Force. Ha-ha! But really, I mean, what you want to do is, because I guarantee about all of you have done this at one point, and you don't even realize it. You always place like, from some duels, you might not think about it, but you're always placing your best traps closer to your deck. What you want to do is mix up your play style there. Take them, flip them again. I mean, or just place them down normally, but backwards. Or add a third card to the equation and put Mirror Force in the middle and something over here closer to the deck and something away from the deck. I mean, there are so many things you can do. Set a bluff. If you don't need the giant Trinade and you know you're not going to need it, set that card. Bluffing is important. I'm going to go over bluffing in a whole video by itself, because it's the most important thing that you can do with Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point. If you know how to bluff, you can win in a game. But today's about patterns. Pick up on patterns of their playstyle. If they draw and they get like gleamy eyes, like, and then they play like a big Monster Reborn or Dark Hole, every time they do that, take note of it, because you're gonna know that they just drew a great card. Whenever they get more confident suddenly, like they're like and they play a big card, take note of those things. Take note of the changes in your opponent's behavior, because that indicates that they either drew something good or drew something bad. And that's important for you to know. If they're, all confident and they're like having a great time, look at that card. Your turn. They didn't draw anything good. I mean, that's just how it is. If people are going to, like, you can't, one thing, I'm going to stress this right now. You cannot let your emotions control you in Yu-Gi-Oh! This is a card game. You need to be calm, and you need to not act like everything matters. You basically need to do everything that's opposite the show. They get way too into it with their summoning. They have like lines for the Stardust Dragon summon and all that stuff, and they start screaming. Don't do any of that. Stay calm. I mean, you can smile and laugh and have some fun, but don't like suddenly change into this like super serious face when you draw a card, because people are going to know you either drew a bad card or you're trying to act like a pro and you drew a good card. You gotta keep these things in mind, because patterns affect all of us. I still go through patterns. I still set my best trap closest to my deck without realizing it most of the time, and then I'm basically in my head like, oh, why did I do that? And then the MST hits it and I lose, and I'm like, oh, of course. So just as a quick recap, patterns are important to understand and realize. What you need to do, you need to understand that patterns can't happen like once or twice. You got to see some repeated things. That's why the general patterns, like setting the best trap card to the closest to the deck and stuff, you need to take those to heart, because those are the only things that you're going to be able to use against your opponents in big things like regionals and stuff, where you most likely haven't played most of the people 100,000 times and know their ins and outs of how they play and whatnot. So I'm going to bring this video to a close. Go sub to Warlock in 36 and Jimbo Man 11, guys. Stay tuned for part 3, which will come up later. I hope this video was a little better for you guys. I tried to plan it out a bit in ahead. But basically, just keep track of those patterns and keep your eyes open and your ears open too. Peace out, guys.